Alright, we are back with the third episode of Battlefront 2 Possible Heroes and Reinforcements. After the break in doing these videos because of sickness and other real life stuff, I'm ready to get back into it, despite no one watching these videos. I enjoy doing them, and if I do enough of them, eventually some of them will be watched. Just a reminder of the factors I'm going to use in order to determine if the character has a chance of being added. This is only canon material and no legend stuff. Okay, so first, there is the lore. This is a small summary of their backstory. I won't be doing an entire lore episode on these characters. There are plenty of other channels for that. I'll have a link to some of them in the description. Second is what type of season they could appear in. We know Disney, EA, and DICE plan to do seasons of content instead of the DLC Season Pass way. Season Pass or Premium, as in Battlefield. The first season, as we know, is underway. It's called The Last Jedi, for the movie. Third, we have gameplay and abilities. A well thought out way that these characters, heroes, reinforcements, could be implemented into the game. Finally, we have how likely they would be added. This is going to be a number out of 10. So like 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 54 out of 10. You know, it can go anywhere. So for today's episode, we have another hero entry. Or, well, a villain. A villainess, to be exact. Our villainess today is from The Force Awakens. But she also has her own book. This is Bezine Netal. I think that's how you say it. Or Bezine Netal. I'm going to say it Bezine, because I think that sounds better. And then I'm going to say her last name, Netal. Or maybe it's Metal. Netal. Because it is spelled the same as metal. Not sure. If you know how to say it, post it down in the comment section. Now, this is a fairly interesting character that only appeared in The Force Awakens for like 5 minutes. And did next to nothing. You know, sort of like the bounty hunters in Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. She has a very interesting design, and she now has an interesting backstory thanks to the ebook, The Perfect Weapon, written by Delilah S. Dawson. A short summary of this character's lore. If you want more lore, read the book, or watch a lore channel. Bezine Netal is a human mercenary born on the planet Shaktil? It's Chaaktil. So I'm going to say it's Shaktil. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Shaktil is a desert planet, but instead of being a barren wasteland like Jakku or Tatooine, it has large cities. Many large cities, apparently. Which is kind of interesting. I hope that gets featured in a game or in a movie. I'd like to see what this planet looks like. The planet is also heavily invested in martial arts, hand-to-hand combat. Bezine Netal was an orphan and eventually learned hand-to-hand combat at Delphi Coda's combat school. Don't know who Delphi Coda is, but he is important to her story. When she was 14, Coda sent her to steal from their competitor, and she was burned by a flamethrower. Yes, it escalated that quickly. Martial arts into flamethrower. She was burned on like the left side of her face, and that's why she has like that her head, and that's why she has that weird costume on. She then became a mercenary or a bounty hunter. The description seems to switch between the two often, because they are technically different. A bounty hunter just goes after bounties. A mercenary will fight in combat. Eventually, she wound up working for the First Order for a little bit, where you see her at Maz's castle. She has an interesting outfit that's it's black and white, and sort of reminds me of like sort of a Harley Quinn type outfit, but like an old one. Maybe Beetlejuice. Yeah, she reminds me of Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice and her have a similar outfit. Definitely. Oh, and the stripes, the black and white stripes. And those high heels, man. Like, high heels, and I think those are thigh boots. She has an interesting design. I like her. Now, what type of season she could appear in? Well, the obvious one is The Force Awakens season. And I don't know what other character we would add in The Force Awakens. Because we have Finn, Rey, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Captain Phasma, Kylo Ren, Luke. Every main character from The Force Awakens has been added already because they're either in previous work or they're in The Last Jedi. So I don't know who else would be added if we did a Force Awakens season. She could also appear in like an Underworld season if they decide to do like a criminal Underworld season, adding, maybe some bounty hunters here and there, another smuggler. I don't know if there's any other smugglers in Star Wars story. So, now on to her abilities. Her abilities are easy. The problem is her main weapon. The main problem I see with her main weapon is that she's never pictured with a blaster, at least not that I can find. She was very skilled in hand-to-hand combat and is often seen with this weird knife. So, it's probably a vibroblade, which would make it a lot more useful. If you don't know, vibroblades they're like knives. They're real short, usually. Or, no, because there are vibro swords, but they can cut through metal. Sort of like I don't think they're as strong as a lightsaber, but they are very strong. I don't know the lore on vibroblades. I don't think that would be a very fun melee weapon, but maybe it would be. I don't know. It depends on how you balance it. Maybe she can be a melee character that only uses melee as a last resort. In the book, she has a fondness for thermal detonators. She has, I think that says that she has a special compartment in her boots that lets her store thermal detonators. So maybe that can be her deal. She can be running around the battlefield, throwing different types of grenades, but then whenever she gets close, she has the knife, just in case. But her main thing is just going to be running around and throwing grenades. Should be a pretty interesting character, if I say so. So let's get into some of her abilities. I'm going to say right bumper, or I'm going to use the Xbox and PlayStation controls over PC. Right bumper, mini smoke grenade. That's what I meant. Mini smoke grenade. Similar to Lando's ability, except she throws 2 or 3 multiple mini smoke grenades. They don't create as big as a cloud, as big as an individual cloud as Lando's, but because of there being 3, it covers a slightly larger area. However, if you throw them up in the air, they can land anywhere. So I think that'd be a pretty nice ability for her. A smoke grenade. Left bumper, dual detonators. She pulls out 2 detonators and throws them. That's it. 2 thermal detonators. I don't think anyone have a problem with that. Then, her combination ability, we're going to call it chained detonators. Alright? She throws 5 detonators, and they explode in sequential order, rather than all at once. I thought this would be a pretty interesting ability. It requires some skilled time, and you can do a lot of star cards around it. You can have them explode quicker. You could have it so she throws one more. You could have it so that it throws in a line or randomly. So you could set it up like a minefield or in a line. Either way. With a star card. See, I can't think of another hero in the game that would play like this. You're running around trying to avoid direct combat, but also trying to throw grenades into heavily contested areas. So, you'd be sort of stealthy, but also like explosive. And I think that'd be a really interesting character. So, now on to her likeliness of being added. Well, she is a movie character, unlike Commander Bragg I did in the first episode. She does have her own book, or ebook at least. There's no character from The Force Awakens more important than her that hasn't already been added to the game. As we know, there's Rey in the game, Finn, Kylo, Captain Phasma, Han Solo, Chewbacca, unless you want to count Maz, but I don't think she'd be a very good hero. I'm going to say she actually has a pretty good chance of being added. I'm going to give her a solid 7 out of 10. While she has a background character, she's a rather unique looking one, and could offer some mix-up in the gameplay. All the main characters from the movie, as I mentioned, are in the game already. Her actress is alive, so she does have a voice. In the movie, The Force Awakens, she is played by actress and model Anna Brewster. Alright, Next time, I might focus on a reinforcement. Goodbye, everyone.
No place for Captain Phasma! Come on! Howdy, incoming! Looks like fun! Detected!